Okay. I'm gonna try to walk whoever's interested through how I play Shameika by Fiona Apple. You know how I rendered all that piano stuff onto guitar. I got one request, so I'm just gonna throw this up there in case anybody else is interested in learning how to do it. And yeah, I'll just jump right in. I'm gonna play there's about 4, 5, 6 different kinds of riffs or chord progressions involved in the song. I'm just gonna show you all of them, and then you can figure out where to kind of plug them in terms of the form. Starting with the main riff that everything's kind of built around.
I used to walk down the streets on my way to school, grinding my teeth to a rhythm invisible. I use my feet to crush,
and so on and so forth. The point is to show you how to do that. So I'm just going to dive into that now. We got the 2nd fret capoed. And the basic chord that everything's kind of built around there is we got my 3rd finger on the E string, 3rd fret from the capo. 1st finger, A string, 2nd fret. And I'm mostly picking, strumming the G, D, A, and E strings throughout this whole thing. It's not the end of the world if you hit the B or the E string, but try to avoid them. Okay, now what's happening? Section by section, we got first. We'll just do that. That is an up, starting from the G string, upstroke, and then when I come on my next downstroke, I'm gonna put my 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the D string. See that? And then down. After I do that, I'm gonna pull this off. And then pick the A string, which is covered there on the 2nd fret. So it's not exact science, the strokes I'm doing, but that's kind of the okay. And then the 2nd part. Pinky on the 3rd fret of the D string. And strum that, pull the pinky off to the open D, open, and then pluck open G with your pick. And then 3rd fret here again on the D string, pull off to open D again, and then pluck A. So, one more time. In case it wasn't too clear, see that? I got my 3rd finger, 4th finger, 3rd fret of the D string, pick it, pull off, open G, 3rd fret again, pull off to open D, and then pluck the A string. That's the 2nd half of the verse riff. And I would say try picking it kind of exactly like that first. And then I basically am just strumming the bottom 4 strings of the guitar, E, A, D, and G. Strumming most of those strings while I'm doing all that stuff with my fingers. But it might benefit you first to pluck each individual note while you're getting used to it. Okay, so the next thing, that's in class I pass the time.
class I passed the time, drawn a snatch for every time. The 2nd hand went back, a group of 5, done 12 times a minute, but
not there. That descending line, I do it 2 different ways. I think I just kind of couldn't decide which I liked better. So I got sort of like a lower octave version and then a higher. I'll show you both of those now. The simplest way to do it is what I'm going to show you how to do, which is when you start with the power chord, root on the E string on the second fret. So a power chord is like, I got my first finger, second fret of the E string, third finger, fourth fret of the A string, pinky, fourth fret of the D string. And I'm muting all these other strings with this. And then we just do this kind of nice descending thing here. So pluck that one first. In class I passed. When you get to past, taking my pinky off, putting my second finger right behind where it was on the third fret of the D string now. In class I passed the time. And then I'm doing a little bar here now. Taking this finger off and doing a little bar. So I get those notes. Second fret E, fourth fret A, second fret D. So, in class I passed the time, drawing a slash for every time. That one, I switched from here, put my second finger on the E string, did a little bar with my first finger here across the A and D strings. And then I'm just plucking those three strings. So, in class I passed the time, drawing a slash for every time. The second hand. Now I've got my first finger back here on the second fret of E again. Pinky on the fifth fret of the A string. And then move it down to the fourth fret of the A string with the third finger. And then third fret. Second hand went by, group of 5, 10, 12 times a minute, but okay. In class I passed the time, drawing a slash for every time. The second hand went by, a group of 5, down 12 times a minute, but now that next part. Shameika said I had potential. Shameika said I had potential. Easiest part I'm gonna show you in this whole song. So if you're familiar with this shape of a bar chord, a lot of people do it like this too, or this. It's kind of like an A chord moved up into a bar chord kind of thing. So the way I play it, I got my first finger, fourth fret of the A string, little bar across the D, G, and B strings on the sixth fret. Shameika said I had potential. And there's that D flat major chord. And then we're going to an A flat major chord. In relation to the capo. Which is just a bar across the fourth fret. Third fret of the A string. Sorry. Sixth fret of the A string. Sixth fret of the D string. Fifth fret of the G string. And then I got this barred here for B and E. Shameika said I had potential. Shameika said I had potential. So those are just those two major bar chords. Okay. So what do we got so far? Oh yeah, the other thing. That descending riff. Sometimes I noticed I played it like this. I don't know. So, that is just if you want to play it up the octave. Think of an F major chord. You know, the first F major chord that everybody learns, moved up a fret. If you don't know, it's just that fourth fret of the D string, third fret of the G string, and a little bar across B and E with your first finger. In class I passed the time. The next chord is an F sharp major 7, so we got pinky on the fourth fret now. Third fret of the G string, third finger. Second fret of the B string, second finger. First fret of the E string, first finger. It's like a little staircase. And then open up the E. So, in class I passed the time, drawing a slash for
every time.
That is now third finger on the fourth fret of the D string, second finger, third fret of the G string, pinky, fourth fret of the B string.
And went by.
I lost track of where I am lyrically, but that's the next chord. And then after that, take your pinky off, slip your first finger onto the third fret of the B string, slide it back one fret, one more fret, now up, and then down again. See all that? Okay. So,
In class I passed the time, drawing a sketch for every time the second hand went by. A group of 5, done 12 times was a minute by. Shameika said I had potential.
okay. So, there's two versions of that riff. The verse riff, and then the Shameika said I had potential. Next up is oh yeah, so he goes into like the part Tony told me he described me as pissed off, funny and warm.
Tony told me he described me as pissed off, funny and warm. Sebastian said I'm a good man in a storm. Back then I didn't know potential man, but Shameika was a gentle and she wasn't my friend.
Okay, so that part. I think I was just trying to catch some of the background vocals there. It's pretty simple too. I'm playing it sort of similar to the way I was playing the verse riff. I got my third finger, third fret of the E string, first finger, second fret of the A string. And I'm making this a G7 chord. I'm putting my pinky on the third fret of the D string.
Tony told me he described me as pissed off, funny and warm.
And then I'm going to a G9, taking my pinky off. My middle finger here is going to go to the second fret of the G string. And then open it up.
Tony told me he described me as pissed off, funny and warm.
It's a 9, second fret of the G string. Open.
Sebastian said I'm a good man in a storm.
Still focusing on these bottom 4 strings, just like you were in the verse.
Back then I didn't know potential man, but Shameika wasn't gentle and she wasn't my friend, but
And then this is a little different too.
she got through to me, I'll never see her again. She got through to me, I'll never see her again.
So what that is, it's really similar to the same kind of thing, but it's just kind of cuts off before and turns back around. So that's that F major chord like I talked about before, moved up a fret, fourth fret D, third fret G, little bar on B and E.
She got through to me, I'll never see her again. She got through to
Major 7, pinky, third finger on G. You can see that, I think.
She got through to me, I'll never see her again. She got through to me, I'll never see her again.
And this part's a little different too.
Pissed off anymore, a good man in a storm. When the falls torrential, I recall.
That's the same as the first chord for Shameika says she has potential. You know, fourth fret of the A string, little bar.
Pissed off, funny and warm.
And then I'm doing a little walk up here.
Pissed off, funny and warm.
Going to the fourth fret of the E string. And just plugging that single note. Going up 2 frets. And then there.
Pissed off, funny and warm.
Got it? And then I'm going to go to like this kind of thing here. So that is the... I used to think about fret numbers. 7th fret of the E string from the capo. 6th fret of the A string with the 3rd finger, and then a little bar again on the D and G strings. Well, you don't really need a bar. I think you only need the D string, so you can just do that. Oh, I'll do a bar there, that's fine. So that is, I'm putting a little bar actually across the A, D, and G strings here to kind of prepare for this next chord. And then, 7th fret of the E string, 6th fret of the A string.
Good minister.
So that is this little chord arpeggiated. See what I'm plucking with my right hand. And then I'm taking off my pinky. 3rd finger, 1 fret lower than where my pinky was. Plucking that. Arpeggiating those 3 notes again. And then switching to a little power chord here. So that's just 4th fret, 6th fret of the 4th fret of the E string, 6th fret of the A string.
Pissed off when you want a good name to storm. In the fall stretch, I recall.
I think that's it. I think those are all the riffs that are involved in it. All the piano parts, transferred to guitar. So you just kind of have to learn the song and go through to plug it all into the form, So read what everything was. That was the first riff, and then the low. And then the high version of that.
Shameika said I had potential. Shameika said I had potential.
And then there's the Hurricane Gloria. No, actually, sorry, Hurricane Gloria is the same as the verse. Tony told me you described me as pissed off, funny, and warm with the 7th chord.
He described me as pissed off, funny, and warm. She said I'm a good man in a storm.
And then
she got through to me. Never see her again. Good man in a storm. When the fall stretch, I recall.
Okay, yeah, so that's it, I think. Good luck. I hope that helped. Thanks for watching. Yeah, so I hope it worked out. Thanks.